Welcome to this video lecture on design of armature core from third unit design of DC machines in the subject design of electrical apparatus. So armature core design includes the design of main dimensions, diameter and length of the armature D and L, number of armature slots, slot dimensions and depth of armature core. Already we have completed the design of main dimensions, diameter and the length of the armature D and L. Armature is made of circular laminations of thickness 0.5 mm. So number of armature slots will be selected based upon the following factors: slot width, cooling of armature conductors, flex pulsation, commutation and cost. And slot width we will be selecting by knowing the slot pitch, and smaller the slot pitch, width of the tooth will also be small and width of the slot will also be small, but it will be difficult in constructing the armature. As well as if width of the tooth is very much smaller, the flex density criteria will not be satisfied. So we have to allow some width of the tooth so as to so that the flex density in the tooth does not exceed at the limit. But larger number of slots reduces the slot loading, that is the number of armature conductors per slot will be reduced, so that the cooling of armature conductors will be better, so that slot loading criteria will not be exceeded. So more number of armature slots is better for having better cooling in armature. And air gap reluctance, next is the condition to check the flex pulsation. So the flex pulsation and oscillations can be avoided by keeping the air gap reluctance constant. Air gap reluctance can be kept constant by having slots per pole as an integer plus 1 by 2. So after selecting the slots, we will be verifying this condition, slots per pole, whether it is an integer plus 1 by 2. And the next condition is better commutation. To get the better commutation, the number of slots per pole between the tips of two adjacent pole should be at least 3 or it can be greater than 3. So we will be calculating the slots between tips of the two adjacent poles. So that can be calculated by knowing this field form factor psi. It is the ratio between pole arc to pole pitch, and that value 0.64 to 0.72. From that typical value we will be choosing, and then we will be substituting in this formula to calculate the number of slots in the region between tips of two adjacent poles. And so that value at least it should be 3. So with that minimum condition we are calculating the number of slots per pole. With the typical value of psi chosen as 0.67, we are calculating the slots per pole. We are getting the values 9. So for better commutation, so we will start with the number of slots per pole as 9. The range of this slots per pole between 9 to 16 for conventional design of machines. For very small capacity machine, it can be lesser than 9 and that value can be 8. So based upon this factors considered while designing the armature slots, the design guidelines are finalized here. So these are the guidelines factors for number of armature slot selection. So the slot pitch range is 25 to 35 mm. For small machines, it can be lesser than this value range, and it can be 20 mm or even lesser. Slot loading should not exceed 1500 ampere conductors. Slot loading is nothing but the number of conductors per slot and current through each conductor, and number of conductors per slot we will be calculating after finalizing the number of slots. And to reduce the flex pulsation losses, the slots per pole should be an integer plus 1 by 2 for a lap bending machine, and it should be, that is the slots per pole arc, that is the difference. In lap bending we will be calculating slots per pole, and in wave bending we will be selecting the slots per pole arc. That should be an integer plus 1 by 2. And then to get the better commutation, the number of slots per pole, the range is 9 to 16. So we will be starting with 9, but if it is a small machine we will start with 8. So this integer in this third criteria is 9 or 8, depends upon the capacity of the machine. So we will be selecting 9 as the integer and plus 1 by 2. Suppose if it is a lap bending, then we will be calculating slots per pole or by this formula by choosing the value of integer as 9. So this condition will be verified, and the final condition is to check for the number of slots. So that number of slots should be a multiple of pair of pole in a simplex lap winding, and it should not be multiple of pair of pole in a wave winding. So this condition also we will verify finally, and then we will be finalizing the total number of armature slots in the DC machine. So usually in the design procedure, first condition, based on this first condition, we will be selecting the range of slots, because this is slot which is nothing but pi d by SA armature slot. So from that, by assuming 25 and 35, we will be calculating the range of armature slots, and then we will be selecting, we will be verifying the final condition, whether the slots is a multiple of pole pair in a lap winding, and it is not a multiple of pole pair in a wave winding. So if it is a lap winding, it will be it is even number, and it in a wave winding it will be an odd number. So this condition we will be verifying. After that, we will be selecting no this value slots per pole starting with 9. We will be calculating the number of slots in certain range after satisfying this condition, that is integer plus 1 by 2, that is slots per pole integer plus 1 by 2, that's integer is 9 in both cases, but here it is slots per pole in lap winding and slots per pole arc in a wave winding. So based on that, we will be calculating the total number of slots, and finally we will be checking, suppose 2 or 3 slots will be finalized. In most cases 2 slots will be finalized, and so then that will be verified with the slot loading condition, that number of slots is known, then we will be calculating the total number of conductors in a slot and current through the conductor, that is slot loading. That slot loading should not exceed this 1500 ampere conductors. Then we will be calculating slot. So number of slots is over. Slot dimension we will be calculating by knowing the slot area, and slot area will be calculated based upon the slot space factor, because the entire slot area is not going to be occupied only by the conductors, because this conductors are not a bare conductor, it is an insulated conductor. So slot area will be calculated based upon the slot space factor. That range of value for slot space factor is 0.25 to 0.4, and so that is known as, so slot area we are calculating. Then depth of the slot we will be assuming, from that we will be calculating the width of the slot, because slot area is the multiplication of slot width and depth. Depth we are assuming, slot width we will be calculating by knowing the slot area. So once if slot width is finalized, we will be calculating the tooth width by knowing slot width, because slot width is the width of slot plus width of tooth. That is one width of slot, and width of tooth is nothing but the slot pitch. Slot pitch is already known to us. So slot width we are calculating, so that we can calculate the tooth width. So once if tooth width is known, so we will be verifying with the condition whether the tooth flex density is not exceeding 2.1 Webers per meter square for the selected value of tooth width. If the condition is not satisfied, then we will be changing the value of this slot space factor, and then we will be repeating the design until the tooth flex density criteria is satisfied. So this is about the slot dimensions. We are calculating the tooth width finally. First we are calculating the slot area. We are assuming the depth of the slot, so that we will be calculating the width of the slot. Then subtracting the width of the slot from the slot pitch, we will be getting the width of the tooth, and for that particular tooth width we are verifying tooth flex density criteria is satisfied. And finally is the depth of the armature core. We have completed number of armature slots, slot dimensions, and finally is the depth of armature core. Actually this vertical distance DC is the depth of armature core. So that can be calculated from overall dimensions. That is, this D is the overall dimension, that is overall diameter of the armature, and that includes inner diameter of the armature plus 2 times depth of armature core and 2 times depth of armature slot. So that is actually the main dimension D. So main dimension D is inner diameter of the armature plus 2 times DC plus 2 times DS. So from this we can calculate the depth of the armature core, and the depth of the armature core will be verified with the armature core flex density. Armature core flex density should not exceed 1.5 Webers per meter square, and the range of flex density for the armature core is 1 to 1.5 Webers per meter square. At any point it should not exceed 1.5 Webers per meter square. So that condition will be verified by calculating the flux density in the core. Okay, and flux density in the core can be calculated by flux per area. The area of the armature core is LA into DC. LA is the length of the armature core excluding the insulation thickness, because armature core is made of laminated sheets of steel, and that lamination includes thickness of lamination is there. So only length of iron is considered here, that is net length of the iron. So area of the armature core, at one side it is axial length of the armature, that only net iron length is considered here, and another dimension is depth of the armature core. So this radial distance is DC, and axial distance is length of the armature core is the area of the armature core. And so this area of the armature core we are calculating. Depth already we have calculated, and so area of cross section we are calculating by knowing this flux and flux density. And flux density value we are selecting from this one, and so we are calculating this area of armature core. And this flux in the armature core is 50% of flux per pole, that is phi c is pi by 2. So phi c and bc is known, so we are calculating this area of the armature core. And area of the armature core, this phi c by, that is flux by flux density, is also equal to LA into DC. So from this also we can calculate this depth of the armature core, and then we will be verifying for this preferred value of this flux density. That is preferred value of this depth of the armature core. We will be verifying whether the flux density is not exceeded. This is the design procedure of depth of armature core. Okay, so in this lecture we have completed three parts. We have discussed about the guidelines for selecting the total number of armature slots. That is, these are the armature slot. This portion is the armature slot, and this valley portion is the armature slot. So we have finalized the total number of armature slots and slot dimension. That is, by assuming depth of the armature slot, we have calculated the width of the slot. Sorry, this is the width of the slot, and then we will be slot which is the slot which includes width of one tooth and width of one slot. So once if slot width is finalized, we can calculate the tooth width, and tooth width condition will be satisfied by verifying with the tooth flux density criteria. And then depth of the armature core we have calculated, and then we will be verifying it with the armature core flux density value criteria. So these are the design procedure for armature of the DC machine. And in armature slots we will be having the armature conductors. Already the design of armature winding we have completed in the first unit. So then we have to calculate the total number of armature conductors is known to us. Then area of cross section of armature conductors has to be calculated. So the area of armature conductors can be calculated by current by current density criteria. And current density for armature conductors are, these are the values, that is for a small machine with wire wound armature, large machine, and for high speed fan ventilated machine. So these are the range, that is 4 to 7 ampere per mm square. It's the range of current density for armature conductors. So for different machines we will be selecting the values. So current density of armature conductors is known to us, and the current through the armature we are calculating from the output power equation. And conductor current is calculated by current through the armature divided by the parallel paths. And so this IZ is known to us. So area of cross section of the armature conductor can be calculated by current density through the armature conductors. So this armature current density we are assuming from 4 to 7 ampere per mm square, and IZ we are calculating, and we are calculating the area of cross section of the armature conductors. So with this we have completed the entire design of armature core. That is, we have completed main dimension D and L of the armature core, total number of armature slots, slot dimensions, and the depth of the armature core, and finally total number of armature conductors and cross section of armature conductors. So this is about the design of armature core in a DC machine. In the next video lecture, we will be discussing about the field system in a DC machine. Thank you for watching.